Is anything happening? Not seeing anything. Are we on? I think we're on. Studio says we're on. Okay. We're on the computer this time again. Fished out the glasses as well so I can see the screen properly. And we just need the chat to be right, and then we're ready to go. Okay. Yeah, I think that's it. So I've got everything over here. So I'll start making a little start on this. See, this is the problem with the glasses. I can't see. I've got to that age where I can't actually see anything. Need bifocals. This is the problem. Laser eye surgery. Maybe that's what I need. So yeah, it's another week. I think I missed the last couple of weeks. So I just realised that stupid big mug is sitting right in front of me. Let's move it out of the way, shall we? Hello. Hi, Graham. I know, I'm sorry. London Craft Beer Festival today. I can only apologise. We're not really out of the woods yet, as far as that goes over here. It's unfortunate because I've seen people's photographs coming up, and I was just like, oh God, I want to be there. When the clock struck 12, I was thinking to myself, oh, if I was there, I would be drunk by now. It's like 12 noon, by the way. But yeah, oh well, it's couldn't be helped. I have thought it wasn't worth it, basically. Hello, hiya Peter. How's it going on this beautiful Friday night? Hey Rick, there's Rick as well, my goodness. And Thomas, hello Thomas. You were first. I think you're supposed to write first anytime. That's anytime I watch YouTube videos, I see people saying first anytime in the comments. Don't really know why they're writing it, but sure. Yeah, next year. Graham, next year, definitely London Craft Beer Festival. For sure. For sure. Right. That's it. That's it done and dusted. So, yeah, I was actually out this week. This on Monday, I was at a wedding. Might tell you about that later on. But it was the first day out since the entire lockdown, I think. The first night out, should have said, not day out. The first night out, when there was a bar. And yeah. Woo! I didn't waste any time. That's all I'm saying. Didn't waste any time. I haven't drunk all week actually. Well, I know it was on Monday night, but I haven't drunk since Monday night. Purely because I was afraid of my liver falling out. Just exploding, you know. There was quite a lot to drink. Right, so the bottom layer then, right? So I haven't actually bought anything specifically for this. And, yes, out indeed. Where's Peter? Was at a wedding last weekend. Yous are different because you have your freedom. Whereas we're not getting our freedom yet. Yeah, well, I didn't drink anything until the table wine with the dinner. And then that's when I started drinking. So everyone else was like pinting and stuff beforehand. I was like, no. Best behaviour, at least during the afternoon. You know, in-laws and stuff. And then after that, it was like, jeez, tell you what. Right. Drunk Delilah Brewery is in the house as well too. How are you doing? How's everyone doing? This is quite a lot of people for this early. Okay, so I want to get a drink because I said I haven't drunk since Monday night. Technically Tuesday morning. And still drunk 2 days later as well too. So I haven't actually got anything specific. Alright. It's just bits and pieces that I have left in the fridge. But I was in Lidl. Now Lidl over here is not the same as the Lidl yous are. Apart from possibly even Thomas there has a better Lidl than we do. And yeah, it's a bit shit basically. But I've seen these ones. Those 3 cans, okay, of this. I don't know if anyone's seen this before. Steam. No autofocus is on here. Steam Brew, it says. This is, I can't actually read what it says in the cans. I think that's 7.5% volume. It's either 7 or 9. Imperial Stout. This is the other one. A German Red. And again, it's 7.9. Yeah, 7.9. It says in the back. 7.5. So the Imperial Stout is actually less than the German Red. So what's all that about? Well, the Germans like their red. Especially in flags and all. But those days are years ago. A schnuzz. Very schnuzz. Right, so this basically, these are the 2 beers I've got. Okay, for the bottom layer. And after that, we're scraping the barrel. So I've still got 1 special brew left. Probably my favourite beer of all time. But it doesn't mix well, as we know, as we did the last time we did this. That was a bit of a disaster. It just ended up brown mud. We've also got Old Peculiar. So I'm wondering whether just to dispense with that and go straight for the Old Peculiar. That's a big heavy beer, isn't it? From memory, I haven't had that in a long while, like, but I think that's a pretty big beer. 5.6, whereas the special brew's like 7.5%. This early, it's nearly 22:30. It's only 1:15. Come on, I could be drunk by 10:30. You know what this stream's like. Okay, Steam is not a bad beer. There was a third one actually. So this is the Steam beer. This is like the German. I don't know what brewery it is. I'm not even gonna look. There was a third one which was an IPA. It was like an Imperial IPA or something like that. But it was just like they hadn't used like anything other than German hops. I don't think the Reinheitsgebot is allowing them to brew with anything other than like German hops. But it was just like, it wasn't great. It was not even like an English IPA. It was just like a strong beer. That's literally it. How are you? Good morning. You enjoying your coffee? Old Peculiar is a good beer. I do like it a lot. I used to like it anyway. I don't really buy it that much these days. So we're going to leave the German Red, even though the German Red is... Well, then again, hold on. If we're putting that as the second layer, what colour is that? Is that like a red colour, isn't it? From memory, or is it dark? So I need it to be different from that, which is black. Or that. I think it's got more chance of that. Looking better on top of that, but I mean, this is the problem when you don't get beers specifically for the thing. No idea what you're doing. I would say that's a big beer. No, we're going with a stout. It'll definitely float on top of the stout, right? So that's what we're going with. Don't try and talk me out of it. Don't try and talk me out of it. We're going in. I mean, look at the size of the can. It's like 0.5 litres, half a litre, like Imperial Stout. Let's get it in there. It looks quite brown and light to be an Imperial Stout. Let's get a taste. I'm aware that massive glass is in the way. There's a little tiny bit of licorice, coffee type of flavour. There's a bit of warming kind of alcohol on it. Taste wise, it's not great. But then again, I'm kind of used to doing this. We're usually on those bloody Vietnamese nitro coffee stouts. So Brewdog and Mackellar do. It's not Mackellar. Evil Twin, isn't it? Which are yes. It's not the worst thing I've tasted. It's not really intensely licorice either, but it is definitely in there. Little bit of kind of florally flavour. German hops again, I would dare say. And okay, so we're going in with this. I don't know if this is gonna work as well as I hope it does. Hold on. See, this is the problem. I have to take the bloody glasses on and off all the time. Six in. This is literally my first drink. I don't know how I managed to wait to 10 o'clock to have a drink on a Friday night, especially when I haven't drunk all week. Oh wow. That's that real kind of raisiny type of flavour. Right, we're going in. I don't know if this is gonna work. I think the colour's wrong. Hoping this is a bit. I'm not convinced though. Is anything happening? Can anyone see what's happening? Oh god. This is not. This is going the same way as the last time. There is nothing happening there. There's absolutely nothing happening. Oh, this was a mistake. Let's pretend it has separated and it's just the same colour and that's why it looks a bit off. Okay, let's pour through. Let's pour on through. Okay, so this is the interesting bit now. Or should we just, or will we put the special brew in? And let's cook something up. It's already fucked anyway, so it's already fucked. Let's go. Let's get the special brew in there. Maybe if we're really lucky, the lager will sit on, even though it's 7%, it will float. It is. It's working. It's working. It's bloody working. Even though it's 7%. The head on that. Woo! Okay, that's decent. Okay. That is decent. And that's why we shouldn't go with ABV, right? Because it has bloody separated. Hold on. I can't get my phone because I'm actually doing it. I forgot the other phone. The phone's all over the place. So I don't have a torch this time. But that is definitely separated. It's just kind of a really dirty glass, I think. Is that is how can you say that hasn't separated? Look at it. Just look at it. Spectacular. Spectacular. There's Rusty on as well. Bloody hell, everybody's on tonight. Right. So this is the good bit now. So it wasn't on last week. Well, no. Yeah, it was last week. So I had my family's been over, came over from England. We all had a bit of a get together on Friday night. I didn't choose the date, alright. The wife chose the date. I tried to get Sunday because, you know, you are more important to me than my family, is what I'm saying. And I couldn't get them to leave until like after 11 o'clock. By the time it was read up and all, it was like 11 o'clock or something like that. And it was just, can't be fucked. Can't be fucked because I'm so undedicated to this channel. But, my sister texted me and says, do you want me to bring something round? And for a joke, I said to her, yes, bring round a crate of beer. And she actually didn't bring round a crate, not literally. Told her I was joking. And she did bring round a box of beer. Or her husband did, to be fair to him. This is what they brought. Brought me a couple of IPAs. And this is what we're going to put in now. So this is the first one. It's Green King IPA. Beautiful. 3.6%. An IPA of 3.6%. Woo! Has anyone ever heard the like? So this is the other one. You've guessed what beer it is, probably. This is another one. It's another IPA. Look, IPA Gold. 4.1% that is. And then the other two, which are actually quite nice, to be fair, is Old Golden Hen, which is, it's actually say, I don't know if you can read it because that phone is all over the place. It says refreshing craft beer, so it's actually officially a craft beer. The rest of the lot is obviously Old Speckled Hen, which is really good actually. So 5%, 4.1%. So we got a 4.1 and a 3.6. So I don't know if either of them's gonna float. See, I haven't really thought this far ahead. This is a bit fucked up. So we've got a separation there, but that's a light beer on top, and we're gonna put another light beer. I'm thinking this one looks a bit kind of orangey type of color, right? In the bottle. I'm gonna hold it up to the light, so hold on. This is the problem with the glasses again. Can't see anything. Carefully selected pale, crystal, and black malts join with English hops, including Pilgrim and First Gold. Two hops that I really like. The question is, will I be able to taste them in this beer? First brewed on 1928. 1928. Wow. Let's get it cracked. This is. It smells. I mean, I know obviously that when I think of IPAs, I don't think of like English IPAs or anything like that. I think of the big stupid American IPAs. I'm aware of that. So whatever I think of this beer long, but if it's 3.6%, right, then is it not like a bitter of some kind? Surely, no. Am I wrong about that? Not entirely sure. Okay, we're going in. I need a drink. I need a drink so I can tell you about the wedding. Okay, it's going in. I don't know if that's separating. That's, of course it's not bloody separating. It's just mixing in. Like the bottom two layers have mixed, on the top two layers have mixed. But I think it's purely because of the colour. If you look really closely, right, you can see that there is 4 clear layers, right? But you need to be up close. This is the thing, and you're miles away watching this. Okay, let's just get it drunk. Let's just get it drunk. We did get a separation, alright. We got at least one separation, so cheers to me. Triumph again. Thank you very much. I don't think I've ever not got a layer. I don't think. Not since the early days, anyway. It smells like beer that's been sitting in a tin for like a really long time. It's got that kind of metal-y kind of aroma. If that makes sense. Okay, we're going in. I forgot to taste that. I can taste it now though. It's 3.6%. It tastes like a bitter, but it's not. It doesn't have the body. Like a golden ale almost. Okay, apologies. I'm gonna get caught up on the chat. I suppose you're all just talking amongst yourselves, as usual, ignoring me. Right. So yeah, Rusty is in the house and he's drinking as well too. Rusty's got a baby due very soon, so do all your drinking now. You're probably under strict orders though, to be fair, to not get too drunk. Oh, the memories. The memories. My two were late, actually. Both of them were late. No surprise there, considering I don't get out of bed too. God knows what time. Not Green King. Peter Hodge says not Green King IPA or stuff of nightmares. Is it really that bad? I mean, it's not something that's not particularly nice, like, but I mean, I've tasted worse. If it was a lager, it would probably taste worse. Let's be honest. Yes, problem is Green King are still using the same batch of hops. Yes, it's like a tea bag. It's like one massive tea bag they've got, and they just dip it in. You know, like one of those tote bags, the 1 ton tote bags you get. But it's like a hop bag. They dip it in, and then they've got like 15 people who just squeeze it, all wearing like marigolds, squeezing the bag, trying to get as much juice out of it as possible, and then back into cold storage for the next beer. All the mice droppings as well too around the brewery, straight in for a flavour. What's the difference between a duck? Let's not go there again, seriously. I've still got my toilet roll up there. If we run out of things to talk about, we can always go straight to the toilet roll jokes. Yes, Thomas, sorry. Early start. You're probably away already by now by the time it's taken me to get to that comment. I can only apologise. I see the separation I do, says Rick. Yeah, there's a bloody separation there. There bloody is. That's a bloody separation, yes. I'm having it. Smooth separator, yes. Yes, that should be my theme tune for coming on here. Smooth separator. Sorry, I thought I heard something out there, but I think I was imagining it. How's the sound as well too? I turned off the all the fridges because I've got a microphone there, and it's very sensitive. And I actually found out earlier today, about 2 hours ago, that the freezer, I've got a freezer down here, which I keep it's a hop freezer, right? But my wife keeps like lots of like frozen foods for the kids and stuff. And unfortunately, I had turned it off at some point. I have no idea when I turned it off, but everything had defrosted, and basically we had to chuck out everything that was in there apart from the hops. The hops are okay, which is the main thing. But yeah, there was quite a lot of food, and there was quite a lot of expensive stuff. There was like a big bit of brisket, about a tenner's worth, and there was a big bit of, I bought a big like pork loin. I was going for pork shoulder in the butcher. I know he only had pork loin, and it was fucking big. It was like about that size. So I cooked about half of it I smoked half of it on the barbecue, and then I put the other half in the freezer. It's still in there because I haven't chucked it out yet, because I was just doing the top deck. But yeah, oh god, that's bad. It's a bit annoying. What do you do? But she was livid. I mean, she was not happy. She was not happy at all. I think I've got away with it now, because she loves the shop, and basically she wants to order something from Tesco. We never used to get anything delivered from Tesco, right? You know, the grocery delivery, until like the whole lockdown thing. And now since she started doing it, she fucking loves it. She absolutely loves it. And she will order like she'll just do repeat orders, but she only wants 1 or 2 things, and she orders like loads and loads of stuff. And we ended up with like, you know, the little things of garlic, you know, you get like 4 garlic buds in like the supermarkets, and they come in like a little net bag. We ended up with 5 of them, so that's like 20 bulbs of garlic, because she kept bloody ordering the stuff because she couldn't think of stuff. And then you open the fridge door and there's fucking nothing in it. It's like, well, just buy something fresh. She's buying all this other shit. But yeah, that gives her an excuse to spend money, so I'm gonna have to pay for an entire grocery shop, to replace all the stuff that she had to chuck out, which is a pain in the arse. Yes. Yeah. Rusty, you have no idea what's coming, seriously. I mean, it's good. Like, it's good being a parent and all, but fucking hell. It really changes your life. I mean, as my work colleagues like to tell me, used to be like, I have a couple of bikes in there. I was out all the time. And it was like, when I had the first one, like, I was like going out 6 hour rides and stuff like that. And that just like was curtailed to like 3 or 4 hours at the very most. And then the second came along. I was like, fucking no chance. An hour. If I'm lucky, I'm an hour. And it was when the second one came along is when I started brewing. So, but yeah, it's yes, you do have an expensive brewery for sure. But still, like, I mean, I would kill for the equipment you have. Like, that Keyser as well too. Did you have you ever actually filled all the taps on that Keyser though? Seriously, a gar Rick's on about garlic beer. No, 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 no. I don't know if I ever. I got as a joke one year. There's like a garlic beer that some brewery in England do. That must be like a novelty. But my brother got it for me one year, and it was. I mean, I can drink anything, as you know, this shit every other. Whenever I choose to, yeah, do this. You've seen the shit that I drink. I mean, it's fucking ridiculous. But that stuff was just. It wasn't garlic. It wasn't garlic. It was more like, um, my son's feet after he's been running about in trainers on his socks all day. Fucking cheesy bollocks. Cheesy, sweaty bollocks is what it tasted like. Absolutely disgusting. You know, with bits of pubes stuck in your teeth and all. Oh, no, it was horrific. It was never, never. There's a little bit of hiss on the sound. Sorry, Schnuzz. I think it's the fans on the laptop. So I got a laptop for basically for playing games because I really wanted a PlayStation 5. I couldn't actually get one, and then I started looking into like a laptop because I wanted to stream as well from the laptop. So I ended up getting the laptop, a gaming laptop, because I don't have anywhere to set up like a proper PC in the house because I'm being booted out of the house. So I'm in here, which is a bit of a bollocks. But the problem with laptops, with gaming laptops, is they get really fucking hot. All right. So I've now had to buy a little kind of cooling pad, which it sits on, which is basically a little stand with fans underneath. So the fans are going all the time, as are the fans in the laptop. So what you hear is probably that. I mean, I could probably get away with turning that off, and it might be okay. You wouldn't hear the hiss because it's not too bad when you're playing games. Though it does. Back? Are we back? Mini F. I think so. Okay. So yeah, if it was in the house, that wouldn't happen. Possibly. I don't know. But yeah. So basically, cut a long story short, I'm gonna do a bit more streaming, possibly to Twitch as well too. And I'm just trying to get everything right, but I'm too lazy to kind of do it offline. So I'm kind of doing it online. So, which is the only way to do it, you know. Because I'm so busy. I'm so busy playing games and fucking drinking and stuff that I can't, you know. What can I do? What can you do? Yes, double batches soon. I have toyed. I have seriously toyed with the idea of getting the G70 grandfather for doing double batches, but I want to wait for the new version of the grandfather. And Rusty himself sent me a picture of it today. It's at what is it, Beervana in New Zealand, and there's a G40 coming out. Not a G30, a G40. So it is potentially something that you could get 2 kegs out of. I mean, obviously, G40 means it's going to be 40 litres boiling, you would think. But potentially that is 2 kegs, right? What price it's going to be, I don't know. It's probably going to be a fucking fortune. Cost an arm and a leg, but yeah, so that might be worth waiting for, I think. But when that's going to appear over here, I don't know. I don't know whether AliExpress will be able to deliver that without it costing like another £1,000. But hey, start saving now. I'm going to start saving my pennies now, and we shall definitely get a G40 when it finally arrives on these shores. Rick says I'm getting a lot of noise from this end. Oh, hang on, it's from me because I'm your biggest fan. I mean, that's a good joke. I'm gonna have to get the toilet roll out, right? Okay, hold on. Let's do it once. I'm gonna do one joke from the toilet roll. If you don't know what this is, right? So my kids got me like, they always get me novelty gifts. It's really my wife, like, let's be honest. Because she knows absolutely nothing about me, so she has to get me like novelty gifts all the time. One of them is a toilet roll with like dad jokes on. So let's try and find one that we haven't done. I don't know if we've... I was so drunk that last time that I can't actually remember. What type of magazines do cows read? Catalogues. There it is. Amazing. I mean, there's nothing here, right? But inside, just crack. I'm just cracking up. Oh, here, you know what I found, actually? I actually found inside in the house. My wife has this, like, box of shit. The box of shit is what I call it. But inside the box of shit is actually another novelty gift that she bought me, which was coasters, which was like cup coasters, beer coasters, and they were all had dad jokes on them as well. And they're still in the house. They're in the box of shit still. Well, they'll probably stay in the box of shit, but let's be honest. Right, come on, let's do one more. We'll do one more. What are bald sea captains most worried about? Anybody? What are bald sea captains most worried about? Capsizes. Capsize. Nothing. Inside though. Inside I'm actually dying. Just... It's a tumbleweed. I can hear it. Yeah, so anyway. So I had my first night out since lockdown started. And probably a good bit before that. I mean, I was never really one for going out that much. I used to go out like loads and loads and loads when I was in my 20s. I had like a lost weekend, which was basically from 18 years old to about 30. And capsize a joke, yes. But yeah, so basically I settled down, had kids. Don't really go out that much, apart from special occasions. So I wasn't going out that much anyway. And then lockdown happened. Hardly even left the house, apart from work and in the house and the shop. Wasn't anywhere at all until like probably this summer. And then we had a wedding to go to. So the wedding was like my wife's cousin who lives down the road was getting married. And she was getting married to, this is what it's like over here, especially with that end of the family. But she was getting married to a former priest. So he used to be in the priesthood. Not he wasn't actually a priest. He was training to become a priest, and um, then he quit. And then a little bit after, he hooked up with her. So he said at a speech at the wedding that it wasn't because of her that he quit, even though that's what everyone thinks, and that probably is. That probably is the reason. Let's be honest. But yeah, so the the wedding was like loads of bloody priests and stuff coming over because that's all his friends. And um, there was one priest in particular actually, who was we'd heard about before. We went over to see her, like one of my wife's relatives was in like a home. It was like an old person's home, but it was a old person home run by priests and whatever they do in London. And we went over to see him. It was like a couple of years ago before he died, and he was telling us about some priest, some crazy priest that well he like broke his ankle at a rock concert, and it turned out it was like a Metallica concert, and he was like in the mosh pit apparently, and God, sorry about this. This is the problem with streaming from the computer. Shit like this happens. But yeah, so basically he was there, and he did not look like a priest at all. He's wearing a kilt, he's Scottish, he wearing a kilt, and he was going buck mad on the dance floor. And he was knocking them back. Shots, a lot. But yeah, so anyway, to cut a long story short, over here in Northern Ireland, we don't have the whole, we're not free. We're still under COVID restrictions, and part of the COVID restrictions are you're not allowed like loud music indoors. And you can't have like live music or anything like that indoors, and there's no dancing and stuff because there's all that crazy rules. I don't really fully understand it, but so basically, the manager of the hotel, come up to say when the speeches were happening, basically said that these were the rules, and there was nothing he could do, but basically, to cut a long story short, I'll not tell if you don't, is what he said, in other words. So, of course, when the DJ came, we knew that it was on, and you're supposed to the licenses and hours are like 11 o'clock or something like that, but the bar was open till like 1 o'clock, and then the residence bar was open to however long the bride and groom wanted to stay up for, and they were like youngsters in their 20s, so it was like, all right, let's do it. So yeah, so basically we ended up, as we were doing like a conga line right around the hotel to the locomotion, and all that, and doing rock the boat as well too, rock the boat, don't rock the boat, baby, rock the boat, don't tip the boat over. And exactly like COVID, like dancing transmits COVID. And so yeah, but what happened then was that it turned out that one of the priests actually did test positive for COVID, and shortly afterwards, and yeah, so basically I've been in some kind of isolation until today. I've taken a COVID test, and we're all negative, but but yeah, so it turns out then that maybe wasn't such a good idea after all. But hey, what a good night though, like. What a good night. It was one of them bars that there wasn't really any kind of proper beers on. It was like obviously Guinness. Over here there's like, I've said this many times, there's Guinness, okay? Guinness fucking run everything like a bloody mafiosa. And it's like, if your bar wants to operate, you need to serve Guinness on all your taps. And of all the taps on in that hotel, this is like a hotel bar, and it was clearly popular because it was like there was loads of taps, like here, over there, over the far side. But they were all only serving Guinness. The only beer that wasn't, linked to Guinness that Guinness didn't make was Carlsberg. Didn't have any Carlsberg. To be fair, I've had Carlsberg here and secretly liked it, even though it wasn't a secret. But I didn't. I basically I started on like Hop House 13, which I used to like, but I just thought it was really bland and boring and didn't kind of get into it at all. So I ended up just drinking Guinness all night, and it must have been. I mean, I must have had like 10 pints, as well as all the wine at the dinner. I must have had at least 10 pints, and then I ended up. I was pretty. I had to go upstairs with the kids, because obviously it's my wife's family, so she stayed on with them till 3 o'clock while I went upstairs to the kids. And honestly, like, it's probably for the best that I had to, because um because I was already pretty drunk, and I probably could have just we could have smashed through the 15 pint barrier, I think, if we had stayed up to whatever time she came in. She came in like 3:30 in the morning. So, but a good night was had by all. Whoa! I haven't had Guinness out of the tap in so long. All I've had is the cans of like draft Guinness. And you know what? There is just those are shit, and the stuff out of the tap is just so much better. It's still kind of really light and kind of creamy, which is not necessarily what I want, but it just tastes so much better out of the tap. And I think I could probably handle, you know, just Guinness all the time now if I'm out. So yeah, we so COVID negative then. I do have been double jabbed though, to be fair. So and I wasn't necessarily in close contact with that priest. Not that one. I was talking to the mad bastard, the Metallica fan, for quite a bit. Just, I wasn't really talking to him. I was shouting at him, just as you do when you're drunk. You can kind of see why they've kind of why that was all in place in the first place. Because when you got loud music and like you're trying to talk to someone, and there was actually one guy there, and I'd never met him before, and he is like he's like an Everton fan. I support Everton, okay, for my sins. And when I met his kids, he didn't turn up. We had a little shindig before the wedding, and his kids came, and one of the kids was wearing like an Everton top. And I was like, talking to his wife, and I was like, oh, the Everton fan. So then whenever he turned up, I then went over to have a conversation with him about supporting Everton, and he was pretty well on at that point, and he was kind of one of those people that talk to you, and he was talking so loud that you could feel the spit coming from his mouth into your face. So I don't think he was COVID positive, thank fuck, because I definitely would have been. Yes, good night, Finru. Or good morning. Sorry. Yeah. What are you doing today anyway, Finru? Anything in particular? Anything special? I've got to work this weekend, unfortunately. I do work from home, like, but I mean, when you work from home, you can fuck about during the week, right? But when you got to work at the weekend, you can't fuck about. You need to get that shit done. It can't be helped. I've got some holidays coming up. Oh. Next week, so I'm not gonna be here next Friday night. I'll get that out there now. But I've got some holidays coming up, and I'm off for like a week and a bit. And because I thought I'd try and use as many holidays as I can now. Well, it's not that busy in my line of work. It wasn't that busy when I booked the holidays. Fucking hell, since I booked them, it's gone mental. It's gone mad. Every bastard wants print samples, and there's no one else to do them. So yeah, I'm definitely taking some time off. So that means I'm going to be working tomorrow. Probably going to be working a little bit on Sunday. It's fucking shit. Hoping to do a brew this week. Did my Christmas beer on last... No, it wasn't last week. It was the week before. So this is now 2 weeks it's been in. So it's kind of like a... It's a strong red ale. Let's call it that. I don't really know what it is. It's kind of a strong red ale. So I used the kind of I've got in there, and it's mainly what it is. And we have used just some East Kent Goldings hops, and I've got some bourbon sitting over there. I cups from like going back years. I can't even remember I can't remember the best before in the oak chips were like 2018 maybe. That's how old they are. Maybe 2019, 20. Yeah, I think it was 2018. So from ages and ages ago. It's like 44 grams left. They were heavy oak, or heavy French oak, I think they were. But they were. It was pretty intense when I used them before, like the very first time. So I think over time, I'm hoping that it's kind of mellowed a little bit. But so yeah, we've got a little bit of bourbon. We've got them soaking in bourbon. I've now put them in the fermenter, and we're good to go. I think I was gonna bottle them this week, or put it into the keg this week, and we'll bottle it off the keg at some point. But yeah, I'm hopeful. I have absolutely no idea how that beer is going to turn out. In my head, I kind of know what I'd like it to turn out like, but it's a kind of, it's a voyage onto the unknown, because I don't really know anything about it. I put a little bit of smoked malt into it, which when it was kind of really, it was quite ripe with smoke. It's going to be oaky, and it's going to be bourbony, so hopefully that'll turn out. We'll see. I don't know, but sorry, we just go off there. I don't know. Mini F. Went to a wedding just before the end of lockdown. First one in eons. 30 people. Only knew about 4 and had to drive 1 hour home and back. Tried to get out of it, but failed massively. Oh god. Yeah, that's not good. Now, to be fair, there was like about 7. I think there is a limit to what you can do over here, but still, it's not complete lockdown, like. But I mean, we're going to from Monday. Actually, it's from this Monday. It's like you don't have to isolate if you're like in close quarters or close contact with anyone with COVID, if you've been double jabbed. So that's kind of where we are. So I would imagine it'll not be long until we're kind of free for once and for all. Fenrir's taking his grandson out for a bit of lunch. Very nice. Cheers. Enjoy. Yes, you too, Schnuzz. Good night. I'm gonna drink the rest of this. I think this is it, isn't it? Apart from, oh god, just noticed this. The Imperial Stout. I do like the artwork. And the artwork is in English as well too. So this is a German beer, but the artwork is in English. So, I mean, so there's just, well, it's Lidl. I suppose it's Lidl doing it. So obviously with their buying power, they've just bought a load of kind of the packaging, shipped them over to the brewery, and then they've done it. Oh, hold on. It's won an award. German Design Award 2020. Alright. It must be the can. just as I was admiring the can, the artwork on the can, it has actually won an award. German Brand Award 20 Special. Must be 2020. It does have that kind of real licorice taste, which I've kind of come to appreciate more than I used to. I used to really dislike it, but then again, I was never really a massive stout drinker up until I started brewing, and now it's just love stout in all its forms. It's actually not bad compared to the first time I drank it, although I am slightly drunk at this point, so that might have something to do with it. Oh yeah, so not only was that guy an Everton, but it turned out that the guy that was getting married, the groom, he used to live in St Helens. So St Helens is like, it's kind of halfway between Liverpool and Manchester, and his best man was also an Everton fan, and his mate that he brought over with him is an Everton fan, and the sister as well too. So there's quite a lot of Everton fans in the house. I don't know why or how that all came about, but so basically they're all kind of being positive about the season. I really noticed this. They were all really positive about what was going to happen this season, whereas I was like the complete opposite, and I was so fucking negative about everything, and just everything shit. And fucking hell. Normally I'm not that person, but you know what? I think I've given up. Fucking hate football. Seriously. Let's not talk about football. It's a curse. It's a curse. I'm cursed to support that fucking team. You know what? I used to support two teams. See, when I was growing up, slightly different over here, because obviously we're not living in England, where all the big teams are. But yeah, I used to support two teams when I was growing up. One was Everton, because they were like the team in the kind of mid 80s. I think the first game I ever seen was like the 1984 FA Cup final, which was Everton and Watford, I believe. But I also, the other team was Manchester United, because my favourite player of all time still was Norman Whiteside, who I've met 3 times. I'm keeping count because, you know, I always go to pieces every time I see him. But yeah, he was always my favourite player. So I kind of veered between those two teams for the longest time, until I was like, I think it was, in fact I know exactly when it was. It was the season of, I think it was 1992. It was the year that, it was just after the year that Leeds won the title, which is 1982, right? And I was kind of changing schools, and I kind of realised that I had to choose one team. I couldn't just go, you can't support two teams, right? You have to support one team when you're an adult, or you're a semi-adult. And I had to choose a team, and I decided that I would go with Everton, because that's kind of the team I always supported. I only want, because, and also Norman Whiteside played for Everton. After he moved from Manchester United, he went to Everton, and he played like 2 seasons, and then he fucked his knee up, and then he never really played after that. He actually retired. I think he actually retired when he was at Everton. But yeah, so I then decided I was going to go with Everton, not Manchester United. And then the very next season, so that was the start of the season. That was just before the start of the season. That season, Man United won the league for the first time in like fucking 26, 27 years, something like that. And yeah, and then they won fucking 15 league titles or whatever crazy shit it was. since then. And yeah. And that isn't the curse that weighs heavy upon this head. Fucking. Oh. I hate football with a vengeance. I love football and I hate it with a vengeance because I support Everton. Okay, you tell me what you want to talk about. Go. Tell me. Put up or shut up. You tell me what you want to talk about. And I will tell you everything I know about that subject. It can be about cooking. It can be about the Vietnam War. Which, you know, fuck all about. It can be about, you know, the Beatles. Tell me what you want to talk about. And we'll do it right now. Because this stream keeps going until I drink this. This is the only one left. The rules in the stream, as you know, is that I have to drink all this beer. That's empty. That's empty. That's empty too. That's the only one left. So I have to keep talking until I drink this. It's some kind of masochism, this fucking stream. I really don't know why I do it. It's because I've got nothing else to do. And the wife hates me. Last Friday night I ended up watching Love Island with her. She fucking loves that. She absolutely loves Love Island. And it's like, because my family came over too last weekend, and they were all texting each other, like without my permission. Is that allowed? That in-laws can text my wife? Is that how does that work? I don't know. Talk about space. Okay, let's talk about space. Did you know that, you know, everyone wants to every kid has like a dream what they want to be when they grow up. What I wanted to be more than anything when I grew up was an astronaut. I used to fucking love, I was in love with the space shuttle. At that point I didn't realise how much a piece of a shit that the space shuttle was, and that it was a fucking death trap. But Space 1989, yes, Space 1989. I inherited it. I'm gonna get it right. Hold on. I'm gonna do this. I've got the yellow warning sign there. Hopefully you can see this. Are we back? Are we back? We're back. Okay. I inherited. Oh, fuck off. Okay, this is gonna happen. This is gonna happen. I'm gonna say it. I'm gonna say the word inherited. So I inherited. Yes. I inherited a lot of Space 1980 toys from my cousin, my older cousin, because we were kind of that family that basically took everything. We're so poor. We're so poor. But we didn't have loads of money when I was growing up. This is what I try to explain to my kids, like all the time, how lucky they are, because we have like loads of garden around here, and there's loads of land that like kind of the family owns. And it's like they don't seem to understand or appreciate that. You know, I grew up on a shithole estate, and I don't think they appreciate it at all. But this is what I'm kind of drumming into. But anyway, I'm getting sidetracked here. I'm getting sidetracked. I inherited Ted. Yes, that's me. So yeah, basically mass unemployment in the 1980s, right? And we used to like get loads of stuff from other people, and like friends and stuff, and toys especially, like loads of toys and loads of Space 1989 toys. So that's how I know Space 1989. I obviously know that it's like a TV show, But yeah, I used to. That's how I kind of know about it and love it as well too. But now when you think Space 1999, it's like I was alive in 19. Hold on, I was like alive in 1989. I was like in the, I was like 20. 1989. Come on. Sorry, there's that. I'm getting all this kind of error messages from YouTube saying me that it's struggling to. But yeah, I remember I've just had a sudden recall of there was a time when just when we were talking about football. Now this is not about football. This is just involves a little bit of football. But I remember now someone had given us like loads of like clothes. I mean, we must have been really kind of shit poor back in the 1980s when I think about it. But one time we went to like a fancy dress competition in school, and I had dressed up like I'd got like a Man City kit, Man City strip, and it must have been like I can remember it was like had the kind of the Admiral kind of stripes on the arm, so it must have been from like 1982 or 1983, I think that strip was there for. And I can clearly remember standing in line, and the woman came up to me and says, "Oh, what are you dressed as?" I'm judging the competition in school, and I says like I'm a Manchester City player, and she says, "Oh right, so which player are you?" And I was like, I didn't know any Manchester City players at the time. I was so embarrassed, and then I just ended up bursting out crying, and then running out of the hall. And she was like running after me, going, "Oh no, 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 come back, come back!" And I was like, "Oh, I can't fucking embarrass. I'm so embarrassed," and all that. And funnily enough, that's how one of my children, gets on as well too. So I wonder where they got it from. But yeah, that was God. That's a flashback that's just happened there. Jeez. Sometimes I think I've ruined. Can you really pass that stuff on in your genes? Is that possible to pass that on to the next generation? All your kind of foibles and all your kind of all that shit. Is it? No, no. I mean, I'm okay now. I'm okay now. Like, just like are they gonna end up as fucked up as I am? Is the question. I'm still getting that error message. I can only apologize. I don't have no idea what you're watching here. But yeah, we'll drink this. We'll go and try and make friends with the wife again after all that food. Oh, that fucking food, seriously. You want to see the side of that pork? That pork loin? That was fucking literally that size. It must have been about that size. Massive. Sorry, we're talking about space. We're talking about space, and somehow I've ended up talking about Manchester City. Okay. Okay. Let's go again. Let's go again. How's your damp patch? Floor I'm talking about. My damp patch. I do actually have a damp patch, I have you see I've now triggered something else. So my mum and dad, my dad's dead, right? My mum is in a home, but on their house, which I have not sold or done anything with because I'm useless. It's still there, it's empty, and I was round for the first time in like literally, I can't even remember. It was definitely before lockdown, but I haven't actually been inside the house. And then there's like loads and loads of junk mail, but there was like one weird letter which I only got like the other day, and it was from the person that owns the next door saying that basically there is like damp. There's like a damp getting into their house. February I think of this year. So I need to contact her and then like get that shit sorted out. And then when I went in back into the house, I wanted to investigate before I phoned her, but you haven't phoned her yet. But I was over there earlier on, and there's like black shit coming from the roof, and it's like there's wallpaper in the house. It's not crazy inside the house, but it is definitely there in the corner, and it's like coming in. It must be coming into their bedroom, because the two houses are joined. So I need to like go into the roof space and like the kind of the attic and see where that's coming from. Is that coming from like? Is there like coming from the crack in the ceiling or something, or the the tiles, roof tiles? Does anyone any experience with like black mold and damp getting into the house? The bit outside the brewery door. No, that's all sorted. Yeah, in the wintertime, but it is. I think it was definitely me that was doing that. To cut a long story short, there was wet getting in under the door, and I think when I was chilling beers, I was just letting it seep out into the into the tarmac out there, and the grass was like literally out there, rather than going down the drain, which I put in there, and it just saturated the ground. It started to seep in when the rains came. The heavy rains came in the winter. So I think whenever we this winter, it's gonna be, if I now goes into the drain, so that won't happen. So I'm not gonna do anything this year, and we'll see how it is this winter. Yes, good night. Good night, Schnuzz. Enjoy your fish fingers. Hope they're ready. How do you take your fish fingers anyway? I like mine with tartar sauce. A nice bit of tartar. We don't go to cheese. No, you don't put cheese on fish fingers. No. A little bit of vinegar and a bit of maybe salt and pepper or something. A bit of vinegar. I mean, who am I? So yeah, sorry, I can't even remember what I was talking about there. I'm getting drunk now, and thank fuck, because I'm just rambling here. Oh, we were talking about the damp patch. I've just seen your comment about the damp patch. So yeah, I now have another problem. It's hard enough for me to live in my own body and deal with my own shit, but having to deal with all this other stuff like going on the outside is what I'm saying. So now I need to go back to the house in town that's empty, find out where the hell that damp's coming from, and then try and stop it somehow. I mean, it must be coming in from some kind of roof tile. I imagine in my head, like, there's a roof tile that's broke, there's damp getting in somehow, and if I fix that, it should be sorted. I don't know. I've never had to deal with damp before. I'm just not ready dealing with life and all the through. I'm just barely managed kids, and now life has me dealing with this shit. No, it's definitely not between chimney breast. No, it's definitely not that. It's on its. Oh fuck! There's that gone. No, it's kind of on its own, which is why I'm thinking it's tile. We shall sort it out. Let's not worry about it. Let's just get this drunk and get this over with, shall we? Let's go. I've got that much. Oh god. Doesn't look like a lot. And then I see the size of the glass and I think, oh Christ. Come on, we can do it. We can do it. So what have you got brewing, Rick, at the minute? Anything exciting? Any Christmas beers? Here, I still have that. I still have a few bottles of that. That peat whiskey. Stout. I had one a couple of last week. Actually, it was lovely. It was absolutely lovely. It's getting to the point where it's kind of. It's not over carbonated, but it's starting to get a little bit more carbonated. It's kind of went to a new stage. So I kind of need to get another bottle over to you. I've still got a few bottles left. I just need to get something bottled off the keg. I've got really lazy. I'm just not bottling. I probably should. I wanted to get a few bottles of the New England IPA off, and I haven't bothered. And now it's like 2 weeks, 3 weeks in the keg. It's like, what's the point? What is the point? But that's it. I mean, how can you get like 3 beers all coming off at the same time and they're all at their peak? You can't, unless you like really plan it properly. Shit. Okay. Let me have another look at this German red. It doesn't really give you an awful lot of information about it. It's just like steam brew. I don't know. So yeah, we tested positive then, or we tested earlier on, and yeah, I'm gonna do another test. I think on Monday, because I have to go back into work at some point next week. I definitely have to go in next week because I am fucking under the cosh here, big time, for getting stuff sorted before I go off, because I have like I don't want to talk about work. I'm not talking about work. No. I do I kind of run the artwork department for a packaging company, and it's this time of the year it's normally pretty easy and slow, and then as everybody comes back from holiday, all the customers, it gets really kind of busy from September on. That means I am quite busy. Hello, Peter. No, I have not bothered with London Craft Beer Fest. I am of it yet, and that, and we have not our Freedom Day yet, basically. So, but when I seen the photographs today and people's like reports, this is like, oh Christ, I really wanted to go there. And even though like every year I go, I end up getting wasted and can't last the night. Just really wanted to go, because it's like the best beer in the world is like on right there, and then all you can. Imperial IPA for Christmas. Wow. So that's like wow. It's months ahead of schedule. Oh. Not sure I would ever do an Imperial IPA for Christmas. I think all kind of IPAs end up really, when they're left, they all end up kind of tasting the same. I mean, I could be proved wrong about that, like, to be fair, but I believe this is back. I think this is the problem with being out in the garage. Hopefully anyone's there. Is anyone there? I don't know. Is anyone there? I'm here. I suppose I'm here. So I could just keep talking to myself. Alright, let's do it. Let's do it. Who cares? Who cares? Let's do it. Yeah, so yeah, the whole kind of going over to London, which I really wanted to do, but it's just like I have to get on a plane and then I have to like go meet everybody and then get back on a plane and come over and work and stuff and shit like that. And I'm just like, oh fuck. I mean, so there's not like that much of a chance of me picking up, hopefully, if the kind of reports are true. COVID, but yeah, there is always the chance. And is it worth it? Is it worth it? Can I do without a night out? Really? For 1 year? I know it's 2 years now, but okay, we're having some serious problems with this. Okay, we fucked up. We're tech use here. Come on. Come on.